Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video is going to be another book tag, and today's book tag is going to be the first date book tag. This book tag was created by Kate's Book Date, and I'll leave her original video down below for you to check it out if you like. I was not tagged by anyone to do this tag. I actually saw Tamika from Tamika Uploaded do this tag, and I really enjoyed the questions, so I wanted to go ahead and share my answers with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first question asks us, the awkward first date. A book where something felt off. It wasn't a bad book, but it lacked that spark for you. So the book that I chose for this question is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I read that book this past summer. I believe I read it for a readathon, and I really expected to love that book because it is a very highly rated book and a lot of people love it, but I just didn't. I didn't think it was a terrible book, but I just didn't connect with the book. I didn't connect with the main character. I do like what the book is about, but I just felt like the book felt short for me. It just lacked that spark for me. Alright, and then question number 2 is The Cheap First Date, a book that turned out less than you expected. And the book that I chose for this question is The Truth About Alice by Jennifer Matthew. I read that book earlier this year, and if you saw my first book on haul, then you know that I unhauled that book. While I did like the book, I did not like the ending. I felt that there was no ending. I felt it was very rushed. So I felt like the book, because the ending was just disappointing, I did feel like the book turned out to be less than what I expected. Alright, and then the third question asks us, is a well-prepared first date a book that was better than expected? And the book that I chose is The Empire Storms by Sarah J Maas. This is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series, and I honestly, when I went into this book not expecting to like it, because Queen of Shadows was my least favorite book in the series. I did not like that book. I just had a lot of problems with that book, so I went into this book expecting to dislike it as much as I disliked Queen of Shadows. However, I was pleasantly surprised. This book turned out to be way better than I expected, mostly because the side characters and the advancement of the plot just kind of saved this book for me. I really had a lot of fun in reading this book. And alright, and then question number 4 is Hot But Dumb, a pretty book but not so hot on the inside. And the book that I chose is All We Have Is Now by Lisa Schroeder. I read this book earlier this year, and I've actually talked about it several times on my channel, but never in a good way. Basically, this book was not terrible. The ending was terrible. This book was interesting enough up until the ending, and then the author did what she did, and it just ruined the book for me. I wish I could unread that ending. I wish that the author had gone a different direction. Cover is absolutely gorgeous, it's beautiful, but the contents of the book just, it was not that pretty. Alright, and then the next question asks us, Blind Date, a book you picked up not knowing anything about it. So the reason why I picked up this book, it was because it was very highly rated. I actually borrowed this from my library, and they have like a rating system in which you can see the books that a lot of people love, and this was one of their highest rated books. I didn't know anything about it, but I picked it up and it ended up being one of my favorite books of all time, and it is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. All I knew about this book when I first picked it up is that it was set in Nazi Germany, so it was set in World War II. I can't express how much I loved this book, and how much reading this book that first time, it was just like my world exploded in a very good way. It was just so beautiful, and I'm kind of glad I went into this book not knowing anything about it. I would highly recommend everyone to read this if you haven't. I talk about this book a lot on my channel. It is my favorite book of all time. Alright, and then the next question asks, Speed Dating, a book that you read super fast. And by far, the book that I read the fastest, at least that in recent memory, is the Rebound by Amy Tintera. This is a dystopian world. It's kind of like dystopian with sci-fi. I talk a lot about this book on my channel. If you would like to hear more of my thoughts on it, I actually did a video on my top 5 favorite dystopian book series, and I'll leave it links down below if you'd like to check it out. But I read this book super fast. It is fast paced, and I just absolutely love this book. This is actually my favorite dystopian book series of all time. Alright, and then the next question is The Rebound, a book you read too soon after a book hangover and it kind of ruined the book for you. So the book that I chose was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. The book hangover that I was going through didn't necessarily ruin the book for me, but it did cause me to put it down and never pick it up again. I'm still planning on reading this series. You guys know I talk about it all the time that I have to read this series, and I still haven't. But I tried to read this book after I read the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare, and the Infernal Devices series was an amazing book series. I guess I did kind of get into a book hangover because after that I didn't really read much, and then I tried to pick up this book and it just didn't happen. Okay, so the next question is The Overly Enthusiastic Date, a book that felt like it was trying too hard. And the book that I chose was Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Now the reason why I chose this book for this particular question is that we are constantly reminded in this book how awesome Selena is. Like, I can't even begin to count how many times the author just randomly inputs in there, Selena is awesome, Selena is strong, Selena is kick-ass, Selena is badass. It was just gotten to the point where I would roll my eyes and I would just get annoyed that I was reminded yet again how amazing Selena is. And I just felt like the author tried way too hard in this book to make us think that Selena is badass. We get it. This is book 4 in the series. If we don't know that Selena is badass by now, then I know. Alright, and then the next question asks us, The Perfect First Date, a book that did everything right for you. I was originally going to choose The Book Thief for this question, but I already chose The Book Thief for another question, and the book that I chose is this one. Is it any surprise for those of you who have been on my channel for a while? This is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I love this series. The Remnant Chronicles is one of my favorite book series of all time. I just love it, and this book just did everything right. I love the main character, I love the love interest, I love everything. I talk a lot about this book on my book channel. Alright guys, so the final question is The Humiliating First Date, a book you're embarrassed to admit that you liked or embarrassed to be seen reading in public for whatever reason. So I kind of took a look around on my shelves, and to be honest, I actually don't really have a book that I'm embarrassed to have liked or to be seen reading in public. So I really don't have an answer for this question. Sorry. Yeah, I'm really not embarrassed by any of the books that I've read or that I've liked. So let me know in the comments below if you have any book that you're embarrassed about. Yeah, because I would really like to know. Alright guys, so there is the first date book tag. I actually had a lot of fun with this book tag. I actually liked how every question fit with the different categories of each question. First dates can be very awkward, and you have all sorts of first dates, but they can also be really amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All of my social medias are linked down below, including Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day guys, and keep reading. Bye!